Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon, so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification on your phone.
Working at height procedure. Purpose, scope. The purpose of this procedure is to communicate hazards and precautions required for safety of the personnel working at height. The procedure is also aimed to specify the roles and responsibilities associated with the work at height under KOC jurisdiction. The procedure is applicable to all activities and facilities where work at height is carried out by KOC, contractors, subcontractors, employees involved in production, maintenance, construction, inspection or other relevant purpose in KOC business. Definitions. Work at height. Work at height is an activity at an elevated location of more than 1.8 meters, 6 feet, high from the working ground level, including work at, near edge, from where a person can fall through an open surface in a floor or hole, pit or through fragile surface. Anchor point, a secure point of attachment for lifeline or lanyard to prevent free fall from height. An anchorage must be capable of supporting a minimum dead weight of 5,400 pounds or 2,450 kgs for each person attached to it. An anchor point is often beam, girder, column, or floor. The suitability and integrity of anchor point must be ensured for the rated capacity prior to its use. Lanyard, a rope, such as nylon or wire rope, of rated capacity suitable to support the weight of a person without failure. Lifeline, a component consisting of a flexible line for connection to an anchorage at one end to hang vertically, vertical lifeline, drop line, or for connecting to anchorages at both ends to stretch horizontally, horizontal lifeline, catenary lifeline, and serves as a means for connecting other components of a fall arrest system to the anchorage. Personal fall arrest system, a system including but not limited to an anchorage, connectors and body belt or body harness used to arrest an employee in a fall from a working level. Full body safety harness. A safety harness is an approved design of strap which may be secured around worker's body in a manner to distribute the fall arrest forces over at least the thighs, pelvis, waist, chest, and shoulders, with means of attachment to other components of a personal fall arrest system. Fall arrestor, automatic lifeline devices that act by a resistance of movement to grab the lifeline if a fall occurs. Retractable lifeline, a fall arrest device that allows free travel, without slack rope, but locks instantly when a fall occurs. Static line, a cable or rope strung horizontally and / or vertically from one substantial object to another, providing means of traveling between those two objects while maintaining fall protection. Vertical lifeline, drop line, a flexible line suspended from a fixed anchorage independent of the work surface, to which the lanyard is attached. Drop line must have a minimum breaking strength of 5,400 pounds or 2,450 kgs. OSHA 1926.104. It must be at least half an inch, 12.7 millimeters, diameter nylon or polyester, or 3/8 inch, 9.5 millimeters, diameter wire rope. Horizontal lifeline, a flexible line between two fixed anchorages independent of the work surface to which a lanyard is secured by means of a safe sliding connection or tying off. Lifelines must be designed to support 5,400 pounds or 2,450 kgs. OSHA 1926.104, per person at the center between at least two fixed anchorages and must be at least half inch, 12.7 millimeters, wire rope or equal. Controlling team, permit applicant. Assess the potential hazards and risk associated with the work at height and accordingly ensures the provision as well as effectiveness of precautionary measures. Review fall protection plan, developed internally or through contractor involved. Considering the potential hazards and precautionary measures for working at height. Ensure the availability and suitability of personal protective equipment including fall arrest equipment required for safe working at height. Verify and ensure competency of workers for safe execution of work at height. Ensure the integrity of the equipment as well as work location at height, verifying its suitability as well as fitness for the purpose. Worksite Supervisor must not allow any work at height without a valid and authorized work permit. Ensure the competency, skill and health of workers before their deployment for working at height. Verify the suitability of fall protection equipment and its accessories with valid certificate of inspection at site before resuming the work at height. Ensure the availability of necessary documents such as site-specific work procedure, valid certificate of inspection for equipment and PPE to be used during work at site. Conduct toolbox talk, briefing the workers on potential hazards and precautionary measures required for working at height. Ensure that all precautionary measures required for safe execution of work at height is fulfilled before starting the work. Permit issuer. Ensure safety and integrity of the worksite as well as fall protection equipment prior to issuance of appropriate permits for working safely at height. Asset HSE Team. Conduct periodical inspection of working at height location to assure the procedural compliance. Advise the permit applicant and permit issuer for corrective measures in case discrepancy is noticed at the workplace. Personal fall arrest system user, wearer. All individuals using personal fall arrest system in KOC facilities shall be, as a minimum. Identify when personal fall arrest system is required. Use proper personal fall arrest system. Visually inspect personal fall arrest system prior to each use. Understand emergency rescue plans so that they can be implemented quickly if required. Report unusual conditions to your supervisor and stop operations if not safe. Procedure. Fall hazards and control measures. All the workers, KOC, contractors, subcontractors, associated with preparation, authorization or execution of work at height shall take a systematic approach for elimination, prevention and arrest of potential fall. Fall elimination. The first approach is to review activities requiring work at height, and possibility of fall elimination must be looked into through other alternatives to carry out the work. Such review and selection of alternatives shall be taken care at the early stage of project management and work planning. The approach can lead to designing a project or worksite which has provision of suitable anchorages for securing fall arrest system at strategic locations, thus improving safety as well as cost effectiveness. Fall prevention. The next approach is to look for a continued protection measure for prevention of fall. If fall hazards cannot be completely eliminated, a proactive approach shall be taken to prevent the fall through improvement at worksite. Early installation of stairs, guardrails, barriers, and travel restriction systems can lead to fall prevention work environment. All the floor openings shall be covered properly in a secured way, and this shall be checked periodically for its integrity to prevent fall of person, material through the opening. Fall arresting. As a last line of defense against fall from height, it is essential to use fall arresting equipment. However, such approach is implied after determining that potential falls cannot be eliminated by changing work procedures or the workplace. Equipment such as harnesses, lanyards, shock absorbers, fall arresters, lifelines, anchorages, and safety nets can reduce the risk of injury if a fall occurs. A proper assessment of worksite and work process will be required to select the most appropriate fall arresting equipment, its installation and correct use. Precautions against fall from height. The personnel involved in work at heights, including worksite preparation, inspection and work authorization, shall take into account following precautionary measures but not limited to. The work is properly planned, organized, appropriately supervised and carried out, ensuring safety of workers and integrity of worksite. The worksite, including its access as well as exit, is safe with necessary protection against fall from height. The personnel involved in work planning, worksite preparation, permit authorization, and supervision shall assess the risk for the work to be carried out at height and accordingly incorporate control measures for safe execution of work. Similarly, the workers to be deployed for work at height are trained and aware of potential hazards as well as its protection measures to be taken at site. In addition to PPE, appropriate fall arrest systems such as safety harness, safety nets etc. shall be used to protect the person from fall. The personnel working at height must use appropriate and approved safety harness attached to a secure anchorage to prevent accidental fall. It is to note that personal fall arrest systems is a backup protection to arrest a fall in case it occurs. No personal fall arrest system shall be used without analyzing the task to be performed, the need for mobility in performing the task, and personnel recovery measures in case of fall, which must be reflected in the task-specific job safety analysis. All the straps of safety harness shall be securely tightened to the body parts. Moreover, the personnel working at height must always remain rigged to prevent free fall or falling down to any lower level. The personal protective equipment, fixtures, anchorage and structures to be used for work at height must be suitable and appropriate for the work to be carried out. Such fall arresting equipment and their accessories must fulfill the quality requirement of applicable international standard, code of practice and KOC specification. Personal fall arrest system must have sufficient strength to withstand twice the potential impact energy of a worker free fall distance of 1.8 meters or 6 feet, the free fall distance permitted by the system, whichever is less. Working surface. Floors must be checked to ensure that they have strength and structural integrity to safety support workers for working at height. The stability as well as integrity of fixtures and structures, such as platforms, scaffolds, ladders, anchorage points etc., for working at height must be ensured prior to starting the work. Such fixtures and structures must not be loaded beyond their capacity. The fixtures, structure, anchorage and personal protective equipment to be used for the work at height are inspected thoroughly, confirming its effectiveness against potential hazards. The tools and equipment to be used at height must be kept properly secured to prevent its accidental fall or tripping hazard. The area in the vicinity of work at height should be barricaded and danger notice posted to alert the personnel. The danger arising due to adverse weather condition, such as rain, foggy or dusty with poor visibility, high wind velocity, very high temperature with high humidity, night or dark, for work at height must be taken into account and if required the work can be deferred till situation improves. Man basket. Workers should keep all body parts inside the man basket while it is being lifted, positioned or lowered, ensuring basket integrity before entering or leaving it. Workers must wear a personal fall arrest system, and hard hats with chin strap must be worn at all times to protect them from falling objects. Sloping roofs. Employee engaged in roofing activities on slope roofs with unprotected sides and edges 6 feet, 1.8 meters, or more above lower levels shall be protected from falling by appropriate means such as guardrail, safety net, personal fall arrest or a combination of these. Means of access for work at height. The means of access to high structures such as scaffolding, hydraulically lifted baskets or suspended baskets, shall be of sound construction and suitable for the purpose considering required stability as well as integrity of the work site. The means of access must also fulfill the third-party certification requirement, except for scaffoldings, conforming its fitness for the work. The operators of hydraulically lifted baskets, mobile elevating work platforms should have training certification from the respective equipment manufacturer, supplier. Where the means of access is of a mobile or portable type, it shall not be moved either mechanically or manually, while personnel are upon it, unless it is specifically designed and approved for the carriage of persons. Additionally, any loose articles, for example tools, equipment, scaffold boards, etc., shall be removed or securely lashed down, prior to the means of access being moved. In case workers have to move utilizing means of access to the location at height or vice versa, then such movement shall not put the workers at risk. The means of access shall provide safe entry and exit for all personnel to and from the work location at height. An appropriate landing place of adequate size and strength shall be provided at every 30 feet, 9 meter, of vertical climb. However, the interval of landing place can be reduced in consideration to the job safety analysis and site-specific potential risk. Accordingly, provision of personnel fall protection has to be made based on site-specific risk assessment. As a general guideline, appropriate fall protection must be provided whenever the length of climb on a fixed ladder, an integral part of the building or a structure, equals or exceeds 24 feet, 7.3 meters. However, the provision of personal fall protection can be made even for length of climb less than 24 feet, taking into account the site-specific risk. Additionally, as a personal protection while ascending, descending the ladder or working at height, the worker must wear chin strap of the safety helmet to prevent its fall from the head. Personal protective equipment for work at height. All PPE for working at height must meet OSHA Appendix C to 1910.66, BS on 360 and 361 or NCA 10.14, NCZ 359.1, NIOSH/NFPA or equivalent international standard. Code of practice. PPE for working at height must be permanently marked or tagged to indicate the manufacturer, a serial number, date of manufacture, and that it meets all the requirements and tests of NCA 10.14 or N364, N365. Full body harness. The personnel to work at height shall be provided by their controlling team, contractor/subcontractor a full body harness meeting applicable international standard, code of practice and KOC specification. The full body harness shall be suitable and appropriate to withstand the weight of personnel wearing it, including the weight of tools to carried. The full body harness shall be equipped with 2 shock-absorbing lanyards. The use of a body belt for fall arrest is prohibited, however, the use of a body belt in a positioning system is acceptable. Lanyards. The lanyards for full body harness shall have the following features. Maximum length of a lanyard is 1.8 meters, 6 feet, in length, and be equipped with self-locking hooks on each end. The lanyards must be equipped with shock absorber. Snap hooks must be of a double locking design to prevent accidental disengagement. Snaps used with lanyards must be the round nose type with a keeper, arrestor recessed in the nose, a minimum of 3/8 inch, 9.5 millimeters. Moreover, following precautionary measures to be kept in view while handing lanyards. When not in use, the lanyards must be secured and attached to the harness to prevent dripping or snagging. In hot work operations or those involving the use of acids, solvents, or caustics, the lanyard must be kept clear to avoid its being burned or weakened. In order to keep the lanyard continuously attached to a fixed structure, with a minimum of slack, the attachment point of the lanyard must be appropriately changed as the work progresses. When personnel are working in any location requiring a fall protection system, care must be exercised to ensure that the lanyard is not cut, pinched, or led over a sharp edge. The lanyard must never be shortened by tying knots on it. The lanyards must not be hooked back into itself unless designed for that purpose. Lanyards and lifelines. Manila, other natural fibers and polypropylene must not be used for lanyards and lifelines. Nylon, Dacron, webbing or flexible aircraft cable may be used. Lanyards. Personal fall protection components shall be removed from service after being subjected to impact loading and shall not be used again. Anchor points. The anchor points may be an existing structure, a pipe, or a temporary or permanent engineered device such as an installed eye-bolt, slide rail, or cable arrangement, for example, static line. These anchor points must be inspected, confirming its strengths and suitability for the purpose prior to use. The fixed anchorage must be capable of supporting a minimum dead weight of 5,400 pounds or 2,450 kgs. OSHA 1926.104, per person attached to it. Moreover, anchor points for lanyards, harnesses and vertical lifelines shall have following features. It can safely support one person falling 1.8 meters, 6 feet. It can be installed in a manner that prevents accidental disengagement from support structures. It can be inspected by Worksite Supervisor and other competent persons such as permit applicant and permit issuer. It can be placed where attachment and detachment can be done without causing loss of balance. Anchoring point always shall be above shoulder level. It shall be free of sharp edges to avoid cutting the lanyard. Horizontal and vertical lifelines. Horizontal lifelines must be installed and used according to manufacturer's specifications. The following guidelines shall be taken into consideration while using a lifeline. Softeners must be used where lifelines contact sharp edges, such as beam flanges. Temporary lifelines must be removed at the completion of a job. Anchor points, connectors, and other system components must be capable of safely supporting one person falling 1.8 meters, 6 feet. A vertical lifeline shall be used by only one person at a time. Rope grab. The following safety consideration must be kept in view while using for rope grab. The rope grab size must match rope size. The minimum diameter for rope grab shall be 1.59 centimeters, 5/8 inch rope. The rope grab is made of polypropylene, nylon, or polyester. The rope grab has minimum tensile strength of 5,400 pounds. In case rope grabs are used with wire rope, it must be a complete system. The rope grab must be designed for a specific type and size of wire rope. Retractable lifelines. A retractable lifeline is a fall arresting device used in conjunction with other components of a fall arrest system. A retractable lifeline should be used by only one person at a time. A properly inspected, correctly installed and well-maintained retractable lifeline used in full arrest system automatically stops a person's descent a short distance after the onset of an accidental fall. Retractable lifelines should be considered for use when working in areas such as roofs, scaffolds, tanks, towers, vessels, and manholes. The retractable lifelines should be considered when climbing such equipment as vertical fixed ladders and telescoping derricks. However, before using a retractable lifeline, the worksite supervisor or the user must address the following concerns. Has the user been trained to use a retractable lifeline correctly? Is the retractable lifeline being used in conjunction with a complete fall arrest system? Is the equipment under a regular preventive maintenance program? Note, pictures of PPE, fall arresting equipment shown under clause number 5.4 are for examples only. However, the actual PPE or fall arresting device for working at height may differ to fulfill the quality requirement as per applicable international standard, code of practice and KOC specification. Safety nets. Fall arrest safety nets compliance to BSN 1263-1 shall be used to protect the person from fall as required after job-specific risk assessment. Safety nets must be installed as close as practicable under the working surface on which employees are working. Defective nets shall not be used. Safety nets shall be inspected at least once a week for wear, damage, and other deterioration. Safety nets shall be installed with sufficient clearance underneath to prevent contact with the surface or structure below. Material of construction. Material of construction for personal protective equipment to be used during working at height must meet international standard, code of practice and KOC specification. Inspection of fall arresting equipment. It is the responsibility of project controlling team to ensure that all fall arresting equipment, including harnesses, lanyards, lifelines, and anchor points are subjected a monthly inspection program verifying its suitability as well as fitness for the purpose. The fall arresting equipment found fit for use shall be tagged for easy identification. Additionally, prior to each use, a visual inspection shall be made of safety harness, lifeline, and lanyards by the employee who will be wearing and using the equipment. However, fall arresting equipment such as full body harness, lanyards, lifelines etc. requiring additional certification through quality inspection agencies to confirm its suitability and fitness criteria as per manufacturer's specification. Such equipment shall be returned to the manufacturer or their designated representative at the specified intervals for certification. These inspections must be documented. Care and service life of fall arresting equipment. The following precautions are to be kept in view for care and service life of fall arresting equipment. Safety belts, harnesses, lifelines, lanyards and accessories should be cleaned after use and stored in a clean, dry area at normal room temperatures. All fabric webbing belts, when dirty, can be washed in mild detergent, rinsed and dried in a warm area. A destruction schedule must be established at each location based upon frequency and severity of belt usage. A range of 5 years to 10 years is generally acceptable. The decision for the destruction schedule ultimately followed must be based upon ANSI 10.14.5.3 and the experience of the site. Belts, lanyards and lifelines must be discarded before they are unable to do their job. In regular use they are subjected to wear depending upon site conditions such as chemical exposure and the severity of use. The lanyard portion of the belt system generally wears first. Belts of varying ages must be tested to destruction to determine what their residual strength is after normal usage for the location. The manufacturer will usually perform these tests. These, coupled with the results of inspections per 5.5, should yield reliable data on which to base the safe and useful life of the belts. Emergency response for working at height. All employees working at height shall be familiar with the site-specific emergency response plan and the availability of rescue personnel, ladders, or other rescue equipment at site must be evaluated and addressed in task-specific JSA. In case of dangerous situation or emergency while working at height, the work will be immediately stopped and the controlling team as well as asset owner will be informed by Worksite Supervisor, or other observer at site. Accordingly, the rescue operation will be mobilized by on-site and off-site rescue personnel as required under the situation at site. In such circumstances, KOC Corporate Emergency Response Plan shall be referred as applicable to the situation at site. Abbreviations: ANSI, American National Standards Institute; KOC, Kuwait Oil Company; KPC, Kuwait Petroleum Corporation; HSE-Health Safety and Environment; SIMS, Health Safety and Environment Management System; PPE Personal Protective Equipment; OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration; NIOSH, National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health; NFPA, National Fire Protection Association.
Hey there! Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon, so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification on your phone.